Hello there, hi. Assalamu alaikum. This is Amnah here from My English Matters, and today is Tuesday, it's 10 a.m., and we are back for our Facebook Live session. Now, today I am going to be sharing with you what to do when you forget a word or phrase. So, this is something that many of our students and our subscribers, hold on, let me share with you the slide here first. So many of our students and subscribers, what they say is that when they speak English, they sometimes forget a word or their mind goes blank. They forget the correct phrase. And this is normal because English is our second language. English could be your third language or your fourth language because we're living in Malaysia and everybody has, we're all multicultural here in Malaysia. So we may speak more than two languages, and English may not even be your first language. It could be your second, your third, or your fourth. So I thought that it would be a good idea to share what to do when you forget a word or phrase. I actually wrote a post about this last week, and I saw that there were a lot of people who liked that post and they commented on that post. So this week I wanted to give more examples and give more phrases that you can use when you forget a word or phrase. Okay, number one, be honest about it. Now, before I share the phrases here, what you can say about being honest about it. So when you forget a word, what usually happens is you are thinking in your first language, right? Or maybe you think in both languages, you think both in Malay and English, or whatever language is your native language. You think in English and your native language. And when it comes to presentations or when you are speaking where it's required of you to speak fully in English, you have to translate in your head, right? You have to think you may be thinking in English, in Malay, and then it's coming out and you forget the right word that is in English. That happens to me sometimes because I speak Malay and English. I speak Malay and English, especially with my family. So I use both languages together. It's like kind of rojak. But when it comes to doing these Facebook Live sessions, or it's a situation where I have to speak fully in English, I sometimes struggle as well with that. So what you can do is be honest about it, right? It's normal. You don't have to feel bad about it. Before you start sweating or start panicking, you could just be honest about it. And being honest about it helps because you're just reassuring them that I know what I want to say, but I've lost the word for it right now. So here are some phrases you can say. You could say, I can't remember the word right now. So you're being honest about it. It's fine. I'm going blank. My mind is going blank. Okay? Another thing you could say is, I can't find the word I'm looking for. I don't know what the word is in English. Oops, sorry, let's go back to that side. I wanted to talk about this part. I don't know what the word is in English. Now, if you are speaking to an audience where the audience understand Malay as well, so you can say, I don't know what the word is in English, but the Malay word is, or you can say the word in Malay is, or the word in whatever language you speak is, because what we Malaysians say is, right? So that the people can understand what you're saying. But this only applies if your audience can speak your native language as well. So I don't know what the word is in English, but in Malay we call it, right? Or you could just say, I don't know what the word is in English. So that's number one, being honest about it. Number two, if you can, describe it instead. So can't find the word, you could describe it. Now, this usually applies for things like objects, things that has a physical appearance. So it's an object. So you can say, it's that thing you use when, it's that thing you use for. So you are describing the function or the use of that thing. Another one is it's used for, it's used to. Okay. Or you could even describe what it looks like. So it looks like this. It's straight, or it's big, it's small. So you use adjectives to describe what it looks like. It's made out of wood, it's made out of metal, right? So you can describe it instead. This only applies for things that have a physical appearance or it's an object. Now, you don't have to use this if you cannot describe it. So I'm sharing these 5 things that you can do when you forget a word or a phrase. Choose the ways that apply to your situation. I'm not telling you to use all of these tips. I'm telling you so that you know the ways that you can, what you can do when you forget a word, and choose the ones that best fit your situation. Number 3, you can use synonyms. So synonyms are words that have a similar or the same meaning as another word. Right? I hope that's clear what synonyms are. Synonyms are words that have the same meaning or they have a similar meaning. You can find synonyms in thesauruses. So just Google like what, if you are writing, it helps. Like if you're writing, you want to look for that word, you just Google the word and then you can put thesaurus or you can put synonyms to find another word that has the same meaning. So you can say, I can't remember the correct word, or you can say, I can't remember the exact word right now, but another word for it is, and then you come with that word that you can remember. The word I'm looking for is similar to, and then you give them the synonym. It's the same as this word. Okay, sorry, let's go back here. So I'll let you look at it a bit longer. It's the same as synonym, right? So this happens to me sometimes when I want to look for a word, but I know the word, but when I'm speaking, I can't remember, I can't recall it, the correct word. Like the other day, I wanted to say the word facilitate, but I was on the spot and I was like, what is that word that I want to use? So I just used another word, which is help. It's a simpler word. Most people understand what help means. So I used the word help. And then after that situation, I went back and then I Googled it and I found the word online and it was facilitate. So I said, oh, the word I was looking for was facilitate. So the next time that I need to use that word, I will remember it like I've remembered using it now. Okay. So it's okay if you don't have the exact correct word that you want to use a synonym or another word that has the same or similar meaning. Number 4, ask others to help. So this applies to a situation where you are speaking, maybe you're speaking in a group, so there are other people there with you, or maybe you are presenting and you have teammates with you, you have your group mates who can help you, or maybe you are presenting and you are able to interact with the audience. So that usually happens in meetings or discussions, but it doesn't usually apply to like public speaking situations. So this applies to where you have to present, you have teammates, or you have an audience that can interact with you. So you can ask them to help. So you can say, what's that word again? Right? And then you can look at them. So this, of course, has to have context. Nobody is going to know what that word is if there is no context to what you want to say. So maybe you are saying something and then you have described it, but you just still don't know the word. So you can say, what's that word again? So there is context there so that they can help you, right? I think that's quite obvious, right? You could say, what do you call that thing again? Right? So again, there is context here. You are describing something or you're giving a list of something and then you want to refer to that thing. So what do you call that thing again? So this could be rhetorical also, meaning that you are just asking yourself. You don't expect them to answer, but they can help you to answer your question, like what do you call that thing again? They can help you when they know what you're talking about. Can anybody help me here? So I'm just imagining that if I had a group of people behind me and then they can help me. So you can say, can anybody help me here? Because your group mates will know what you're talking about, most likely, if you are sharing the same presentation. Or you can ask the audience, can anybody help me here? So you're asking others to help because you forgot the word or the phrase. And you can say, I'm looking for that word where, and then you describe it, or you can give the synonym. You can say, what's the correct word when you, or I don't know, something. And then you finish off that sentence and somebody may help you. All right, what if Number 5, just move on. So what if you've done number 1, be honest, you've done number 2. Wait, what was number 2 again? If you can describe it. You've done number 3. You can't do synonyms. You don't know any synonyms. And number 4, nobody's helping you. What can you do? Just move on. You could say, never mind, let's move on. So you've been struggling with a word, but you still can't find the word, or you can't find a synonym. Nobody's helping you. Just say, never mind, let's move on. You can say, that's all I have to say. So maybe the situation is you are giving a few points, right? You have like more than 1 point. Say you have 2 points, or say you have 3 points. So you explain number 1, explain number 2, but you forgot point number 3 because it's a spontaneous situation. And you're going blank, you forgot the word, or you forgot your sentence. You could just say, that's all I have to say. And then let yourself move on, go to the next point, or go to the next topic. Okay? Or you could say, I'll get back to that point later. So you're giving a few points, and the last point you forgot, or you just don't have anything else to share, you don't have any ideas, you could just say, I'll go back to that point later. It's fine. Now, one thing you have to remember is that many people, when they forget a word or a phrase, they tend to pause for too long. So they're pausing for too long, hoping that they will recall what they wanted to say. But when you let yourself go on for too long, you do tend to panic. You can panic. You can go, oh gosh, I can't forget the word. Now what do I do? The audience are staring at me. It's too awkward now. And it's very difficult for you to remember what you were going to say. So don't let yourself go silent for too long, because that can happen. You can start sweating, your hands will get clammy. It just gets too awkward. So you just go, I'll get back to that point later. Or just use, never mind, let's move on. Or that's all I have to say. And then the next one is, I can't seem to remember the word, so let's continue. Forget about it. Let's keep going. Okay, these are phrases that I personally use as well, because there are times when I forget what I wanted to say, and I just move on. It's normal. Don't feel bad about not using the correct word. I know that it can be frustrating because you're like, I had that word in my head, but I just can't forget it. Don't push yourself to try to remember that word. Just move on. There's no such thing as a perfect situation where you say everything correctly or use every correct word that you can think of. Okay, so it's all about not being hard on yourself and letting yourself move on to the next point. Okay, see, sometimes I forget words that I wanted to say. I wanted to say something else just now, but I forgot. But yeah, let's move on. So that's it. I have my 5 tips, 5 things that you can do when you forget a word or a phrase. Be honest about it. So when you're being honest about it, it acts like a filler phrase, so that you can compose yourself, you can calm yourself down and be honest about it. You know, the situation now is, I can't remember what the word is in English, or I can't remember the word right now. So just be honest about it. It's fine. Number 2, if you can, describe it instead. Number 3, use synonyms or similar words that have this similar meaning or have the same meaning as the word that you're looking for. Number 4, ask others to help. So if you have a group mate or you have an audience that can interact with you, you can ask them to help you with what you want to say. And number 5, just move on. So remember, these are 5 ways that you can do when you forget a word or phrase. I'm not telling you to use all of them, but it's good to know these things that you can do so that you can apply them when it comes to when you forget a word or phrase. So it has to fit into your situation. So maybe some of these points may not be suitable for your situation. So choose the ones that are suitable for you. Okay, so those are my points. If you have any questions, do drop them in the comments. Madam Azima is here. Aisha is here from My English Matters, from the My English Matters team, and we'll help to answer them before we go. Let me see. Let me look at the comments. Thank you so much, madam. This is really helpful. Okay. Thanks, Lan. I don't seem to have any more questions. Aisha says, describe means gambarkan. Yes. I think somebody probably asked that. What does describe mean? Yes, describe means to gambarkan in Malay. Looks like I don't have any more questions. So if you are not yet on our email list, go to myenglishmatters.com because we send an email every single week with tips and lessons to improve your English. We also send updates about registration for our online programs through email. So go to myenglishmatters.com, fill in your name and your email address in the form, and we'll also send you 7 tips to help you speak with confidence. And after those 7 tips, we send our weekly emails or updates because we get a lot of emails and a lot of DMs from people on Facebook and Instagram asking us like, when are you going to open registration? So right now we don't have an online program that's open for registration yet, but inshallah, we will open registration for our Communicate with Confidence program after Raya, after Eid al-Adha, right? So that will be in August, inshallah. So do join us at myenglishmatters.com for more tips and fun from us. Okay, thanks so much for joining me. I really appreciate all the comments and all your hellos and good mornings. It's great to see you. So I hope to see you when we do our next Facebook Live session, which is inshallah next week on Tuesday at 10 a.m. See you then. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.